5 Crazy Things That Happened in Football. Part 2. Bristol City pre-match entertainment. The 1970s was an interesting time for everyone, and especially for football clubs who were trying to figure out a way to spice up their pre-match entertainment for fans. Bristol City was the epitome of pre-match entertainment during the 70s. It is rumored that pre-match entertainment included a chimpanzee tea party, where chimps were dressed in human clothes and had a tea party on the pitch before a match against West Ham, performing seals, dogs jumping through hoops of fire and llamas being paraded around the pitch. Kenneth Kristiansen. In 2002, Kenneth Kristiansen was sold by Norwegian 3rd Division side Vindbjerg to Fløy. The 23-year-old desperately wanted to play for Fløy, so the president proposed that Kristiansen would be sold for his body weight in fresh shrimp, 75 kilograms. The late switch. In 1996, Scotland was due to play away to Estonia in a World Cup qualifier. The night before the game, when FIFA's match delegate, John Mary Gantenbean, raised concerns about the temporary floodlights rented from Finland. Nevertheless, after some light checks, Gantenbean confirmed that kickoff would take place at the originally scheduled time of 6:45 p.m. Scotland filed a complaint to FIFA headquarters in Zurich, and, after a late night meeting, it was decided that the game would be moved to a 3 p.m. afternoon kickoff. The Estonian team refused to turn up for the 3 p.m. kickoff and would turn up at the originally scheduled time of 6:45 p.m. Scotland were expecting a 3-0 walkover, while Estonia stuck to their complaints that the late switch made it logistically impossible for them to fulfill the revised kickoff time. Back into play came bumbling delegate Gantenbean, who suggested that Brown's men would be awarded the win. That was good news, particularly with Gary McAllister suspended for this fixture and poised to return for a crucial clash against Sweden. A committee, chaired by Swede Lennart Johansson, then UEFA president and FIFA vice president, met almost a month later to decide their verdict. Contrary to Gantenbean, Johansson had suggested a replay would be the best course of action at the time, and sure enough, that's what happened. 4 months later in Monaco, the replay took place and finished 0-0. Roberto Rojas. Chile trailed Brazil in Rio back in September 1989. Fortunately, their goalkeeper Roberto Rojas had a cunning plan up his sleeve. Producing a razor blade he had stashed in his gloves pre-match, Rojas cut himself on the forehead and fell to the floor with blood streaming from the wound. Nearby, a flare thrown from the stands was smoldering. Rojas' concerned teammates carried him from the field and refused to go back out to play, citing unsafe conditions. However, what Rojas had reckoned without was the fact that there were a million cameras inside the Maracana that night, and as luck would have it, a good few of them had seen the firework land nowhere near him, whilst a fair few had seen him cut his own bounds. Brazil were awarded a 2-0, and Chile were not only eliminated from the 1990 World Cup, but banned from the 1994 tournament as well. Rojas was banned for life by FIFA, although the ban was lifted in 2001 under appeal point when he was 44. Derby vs Man City. In this game from April 1977, between Derby and Manchester City at the old baseball ground, Derby were awarded a penalty for a foul on Archie Gemmill, but with the grass all gone from most of the pitch, there ensued a debate over where exactly the penalty should be taken from. City goalkeeper Joe Corrigan attempts to help the referee out by pacing out 12 yards and receives a yellow card for his cheek. In the end, the only sensible solution is called for. A man, county groundsman Bob Smith, with a tape measure and a bucket of white paint emerges from the stands, measures out 12 yards immaculately, whilst players and fans of both sides sit around patiently, before painting himself a nice white spot on the sandy Derby pitch. Once complete, the penalty is buried by Jerry Daly past a half asleep Corrigan.